Hello again. I'm tired, so I want to get a little bit of work done on the truck. We're in the third week of May. It's a Monday, and I'm just tired. I had a lot of physical work that I had to do this morning for volunteer work at our church, so I thought I'm just going to do putzing around on the 51 pickup. So I think I may do maybe a little bit premature, but I'm going to put some soundproofing in the ceiling and maybe some in the back. And what we're going to use, I've used this before on my 55 Chevy, and this is KILMAT. So we'll see how that goes. It's just something easy, nothing stressful. Kind of getting burnt out from doing body work. Last week we painted with epoxy primer and sealed up everything, all the loose pieces. I still have some work to finish on the hood. And we brought down the 34 Ford and got it washed and cleaned. So just gonna take it easy today. One thing I've got to do is get some seam sealer in this gap at the back of the cab, and then over top of these door frames. I've got to put a bead in here all the way around. And so I have this medium seam sealer. Let me see if I can find it. Where did I put that? Oh, here it is. I have medium sealing compound from AC Delco, and this should work fine. I've got to cut a real narrow tip to make a fine bead for the cab, and also try to make this nice on top of at the rain gutter above the door. A lot of details, a lot of odds and ends. I did a little bit of painting. I took the mechanism for the air vent, which flips up, and that's sitting outside. I put some OSPO rust neutralizer on it, and it's dry, so I hit it with some etching primer, and so I'll just use a final black gloss, probably the Rust-Oleum 2X stuff, and that should be fine for. It's really not exposed to anything. It's really just underneath the dash. So let me see how this KILMAT goes. Each KILMAT box contains 36 square feet of material, and it's 80 mil thick. And I've used it on a couple cars, including the 55 Chevy, and it does a nice job. It's not as thick as some of the other brands, but it's adequate. So I'm gonna use it on the ceiling, the back wall, and then eventually each door on the inside of the door skin. And then we'll also put some on the floor and the inside of the firewall. But for now, I've just got this one box, 36 square feet. We'll see how much coverage it is. 36 square feet is basically a 4x8 sheet. So it may do the ceiling and part of the back wall, but we'll see. And typically, I do this after I've painted the vehicle, but like I said, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing a whole lot, but I wanted to do something. So, all right, looks like I need a pair of gloves because this stuff is sharp on the edges, and then also probably a pair of heavy scissors, and what else? Oh, something to roll it. I can't find my old wallpaper roller that does the seam, right at the edges to join wallpaper together. So I'll probably use, I don't know, maybe a hammer, the head of a hammer, and squeeze it in. So that works. And I've cleaned the surface that we're going to cover. I hope I don't regret putting this in early, because I'm going to make I intend to make a custom headliner, and so I don't know if I'm going to have to add weld some brackets in here or not, but I don't think we will. So let me get some more tools and we'll get started. All right, we've got gloves, hammer, screwdriver, and a pair of scissors. So get these gloves on. All right, so I'm just gonna go, I don't know, left to right, start over here. I got a bucket to sit on, so crouching won't kill me. And these are peel off. All right, let's see. We go that way. I think I'm going to start putting them this direction. So we'll get a couple of them on here. And these don't have to be perfect. I mean, it looks good if they are nice and straight, but it's not necessary. It's going to be covered, and the idea is to keep the sound down, but may all be academic, because I think the mufflers that I have may be on the loud side. I don't know. So I did clean this. I used Windex just to wipe it down. And it's free of rust, it's free of grease. So we will fill these in with small pieces. Further we go here. This one I will put on straight, more straight, I should say. It's not straight, but it's maybe I should have started here and worked my way forward. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go across the back. So it's important that you make sure the contact, the sticky contact on the back of the panel is adhered to the surface of the truck, because the idea is to decrease the ability for sound to penetrate and cause a vibration in the surface. Also, it will decrease the amount of like hollowness, like a can sound. So let's try to get this one a little bit better. There we go. Still can. All right, so let me work on getting these panels in, and I'll try to get them straightened out. All right, so it took me, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. I've got all the sealing done. Looking pretty good. And I think for now, I'm just going to do this red part of the back of the cab. This bottom part, there's a little bit of surface rust over there, so I'll probably treat that with some rust preventer. But as far as the sealing goes, it's looking really pretty good. And then you can hear the difference. It doesn't have the tin can sound to it when you tap it. So I think I used about, I don't know, 11 or 12 sheets of this, I think they're 1x2. Maybe they're a little bit smaller than a 1x2 and 2-foot piece. But there's about 11 or 12 sheets up there. And I think there are about 19 or 20 sheets left. That will certainly do all of this red part. No problem. That'll probably take 3, 4, maybe 8, and then the bottom part another 8, so 16. So I'll have enough to do the ceiling and the back wall for sure, and I might have to buy another pack for the floor and the inside of the firewall, but these are going to be done last after I paint. I figured I can do this back wall, and it's not going to, well, even if it gets overspray on it, it doesn't matter because it's going to get covered up, but it kind of looks nice for now. And I'm just going to continue on here and do this middle section. I'm going to start on this left side first and go with full sheet. So it's got a nice black tarry feel to it, and it's sticky. It is sticky. Probably should have done this like a sheet, because this is a bottom on here. Try it down. So just get laid and attach it. That's important. Little pile of garbage and trash later. We've got a nice soundproof, at least part way. We'll do this a little bit later, but you can hear the difference. Now I have some screw nuts. I've got to get some bolts to put in there to quiet down those nuts rattling around, but it's certainly an improvement. And I think we have about 12 or 13 sheets left. So that'll be a good amount. And I think I'm going to have to order another box so I can do the floors, the part of the inner skin on each door, and some of the firewall here. So it's been So I figured it out. I bought this truck 45 weeks ago. So it was beginning of July of 2023. And we've come along this far. So my wife was wondering, well, how long is it going to take to finish it? And my guesstimate is it'll probably be another, I don't know, less than a year, I hope. Maybe about a year. By the time we finish the exterior and get it painted, and I've got to make interior door panels. I've got the seats finished for the bench seat, and we've got all the instruments for the instrument cluster. So yeah, it'll probably be another year. So I'm going to continue to make these videos, but for now I'm going to get some, I'm going to watch my step here. I'm going to get some seam sealer on this rain gutter. And if that goes well, if I don't smear it all over the place, I'll attempt to do this seam. And it is, it's a pretty narrow seam. It's less than 1/4 of an inch. So I don't want to screw that up. And I think that's the appropriate thing to use. Body filler is just not the right thing for that seam. So I'm going to put seam sealer in there, and I'm going to use that medium, I guess, consistency. So let me see how this goes with a seam sealer. I had to do a little bit of shuffling with vehicles, trying to get this this exposed so I'm not blocked by my lift. So I had to wheel things around. It's a little tight in the garage because I got the wife's car back in here. All right, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some tape. I'm going to tape off right on the edge of where I want the bead caulk to be, and hopefully be able to smooth it out without being a real mess. In the past, I haven't used tape, and I kind of free-handed it, and it was okay because it was like in trunks or in the areas that weren't seen, but it was just messy, and I just want to make sure that this is visibly nice. So let me tape this off, and we'll see how things go. This drip rail, drip guard, drip whatever gutter is in fairly decent shape. Compared to the rest of the truck, it was not bad at all. There's no surface rust or any deep rust here, so I was pleasantly surprised. And I'm going to do the top of this gutter first because it's not really all that visible, but the front edge of the door, that is. And I don't want to goof that up too much. Try to get it about 1/4 of an inch off of the joint. And this is where it's important. Okay, let me put it there. Just to make sure I don't smear it onto this primer. Okay, now get these gloves. I get these from Harbor Freight. These are 9 mil thickness. And I don't remember the last time I paid for them, but if you guys have a better choice of gloves, occasionally they fingertips rip out. If you catch something sharp, they rip pretty easy. But I mean, if you're careful and not around sharp edges, they last I don't know, a few days, a couple days. All right, we're set. And let me get a paper towel so I can wipe excess off. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to do continuous speed. Work this in. Not too bad. The seam sealer is kind of nice and smooth. Nice flow. Let's see. Not bad. All right. I'm going to give that a try. I'm going to pull this tape off right away while the carpet is still fresh. If you wait too long, this stuff sets up pretty quickly. But if you wait too long, it will start to harden and you won't get a nice sharp edge. All right, that's not too bad. Now this is all going to get covered anyway with primer and base coat. So let me get my hands a little cleaner and I'll show you this. Now on the driver's side, I may not be able to do that right now, but I'll go to the back and we'll do the cab next. All right, let me see. I don't want to touch the camera. All right, so that is our seam. It's not perfect, but it's not too bad either. Might have to do a little touch up here, just a tiny bit. There. All right. The important part is this front edge. That looks good. All right, let me get set up for the back of. All right, it's the same scenario here. We're going to tape this joint, both sides, to keep the caulk under control. Brad, is it fail to plan or plan to fail? I don't know. Dorked up here. Putting this tape on this top side. Okay, got it all taped, cleaned. I think we're ready to go. I'm gonna move this camera just a little bit here so I can get around this corner. Just don't have enough room here. Got to put gloves on. Oops. Kind of have to work fast because I don't want this. I don't want the caulk to start to harden and skim. Good thing I put tape there. Okay. Push the caulk into that joint. Looking pretty good. Got one more swipe across here. Then we'll take the tape off. Okay. That set up, harden, probably a couple days, it'll get hard. lightly sand it so that this, at the tape line, it's just a little rough there. But in general, I think it looks decent enough. So we'll straighten it out if it needs it. Maybe what I'll do is hit it with a coat of self-etching primer so it will highlight any gaps or anything that I've kind of missed. And we'll sand it down. So yeah, it's as good as I can get it. So that's about it for this video. Just want to show you a couple of the things that I was doing on an easy day. And I just didn't feel like doing a whole lot more. So I'll finish the driver's side up. When I gotta move cars around, I've gotta make space so I can expose the, so I can get a good angle on the caulk gun. So that's about it. All right, we'll see you guys later. Thanks.